Hey, what's up YouTube? Okay, decided to get away from the computer and get outside today. And by the way, if you see the camera's really jerky, it's because I'm falling through the snow as I walk along here. There's not much I can do about that. But anyway, what I'm doing here out in the woods, I am on a quest. I don't know why this camera doesn't focus. To find some sugar maple trees. Last year, I really wanted to try and tap some trees and try my hand at making some syrup. But I got the idea in my head just a little too late in the season. And this year I kind of swore that I would do it. So, seeing as the temperature has just been about right, I figured why the hell not go out and give it a shot. So, the tricky thing is, I really don't know what a sugar maple looks like. That's why I got my little sheet here, which will tell me. I mean, in the summer or the spring or the fall, you can pretty much tell what it looks like by the leaves. It's the dead giveaway. But in the winter, when there's no leaves and the buds aren't out yet, I'm going to gather that it's pretty tricky. But we'll give it a shot. Worst thing that'll happen is I'll boil down the wrong sap and, I don't know, have some really nasty syrup. Alright, so far all the trees around here are not what I'm looking for. Looks like the beavers have been busy making a little dam over here. Alright YouTube, here I am in another spot, and I actually think I found my first maple sugar tree. Now this is a little one. This is a little thin guy right here in the middle. And it's really interesting because it's younger. The bark looks quite a bit different than what I've been looking for. It's a much lighter gray, and it doesn't have the furrows that an older tree would have. For instance, like this one. Right? That's sort of what I've been looking for. I'm looking for a bigger tree anyway. But kind of exciting that I actually found one, or at least I think I found one. And the way I'm gauging this is two factors. First off, we've got the leaf. There's actually a few leaves still on the couple branches of this tree. And this has the classic, if you look in between the little leaf parts, I think they call that the lobe right in here, and it's curved. And a lot of other times it's sharp. And around the leaf itself, you got like sharp jaggies, and that's not here. This is like all smooth all the way around with the curved lobes. So that's a telltale sign for a sugar maple. Also, according to my little sheet here, it says sugar maple twigs are reddish brown, hairless, and glossy. It also notes that, and you're not going to see this well, but the buds go like opposite each other in sets of two. And that's exactly what we got here. Let me see if I can shut the camera off and turn it back on and get it in focus. Okay, I hope this is in focus. But this is basically exactly what we've got here. Two little buds opposite each other with the twig growing up through the middle. And it pretty much looks exactly like what I have in my sheet here. But more than the shape of the bud itself is the color. And I know you're not going to pick this up, but this is totally a reddish brown. And it's interesting because if I look up here, this is a bigger little branch on it. Now it starts off totally gray, And then over there towards the end, again, I know you can't see it here, the leaves, but towards the end it turns into the reddish brown. So between the color of the branches and the leaves, I'm going to say that this is a sugar maple. Now, I could be completely wrong because I really don't know. I don't know much about trees. That's my guess. So again, this one's only about maybe 4 or 5 inches thick. So I don't think I'm going to tap this one. But it's interesting, you know. I'm going to keep my eyes open and keep looking and see if I can find a bigger one. Boy, the snow really sucks. It's got like this hard outer shell, and it's, I'd say, I don't know, it's about 2 feet deep, and you step on it and it holds your weight for a little bit, and then boom, you fall in. Really sucky, really hard to walk on. See what I'm talking about? Oh well. Oh shit. Okay, here I am, further into the woods, and the canopy here is pretty heavy. Let's see if I can get up here and show you guys. But apparently maple trees can do pretty good in shade. So I am gonna walk in here a little bit and see if there's anybody hiding back here. See what we got. Got a lot of birch trees where I am, and of course a lot of these evergreen trees. It's really pretty back in here. If it wasn't for this damn snow, I fell twice, sunk up to my hips once. It's just too deep, too much of a pain in the ass. Alright, I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna take everybody along because I want to bore everybody, but actually I see some bright red leaves over there dried up. Let me go look at that tree. There's an insane amount of damage in the tree canopy from all the serious windstorms that we've had. Really, from last year. Last year we had some really bad ones, and then this year a couple bad ones too. But you can see there. And this is all over the place, and it's actually really dangerous because I've seen a lot of really big sharp branches just hanging. You know, like this one's still attached, you can tell. But I've seen them where they're just hanging, basically almost straight down. And as soon as the right wind comes along, it frees it up and falls down and spears into the ground. And if you're under that when that happens, it's not too good. A lot of damage all over the place. Got this big tree here, possible contender, and it's got no leaves on it. So I'm gonna try this little trick. I noticed down here, I don't know if you guys can see in the light, but there's a bunch of leaves down here from you know, the fall, and the snow thawed away or never went in there or whatever. So I'm gonna rummage around in there and see if I can't find a few leaves that would tell me what this tree is. We'll see if that trick works. Alright YouTube, here are the leaves that I just pulled out from around the base of this tree. And believe it or not, I think I have a winner here. This is a nice big tree. And you can see the majority of the leaves look like the proper maple leaves. And you know, there were a couple other different leaves around here, but the maple looking ones were definitely the majority. And here I found this one leaf, and you see how the edges are really jaggedy, right? That's not a sugar maple leaf. And in comparison, you can see how these guys are nice and smooth and curvy, kind of wavy. And this guy's all jaggedy and sharp. So this is the tree. Falling on my ass here. This is the tree right here. It's a nice, good sized tree. You could give this tree a nice hug. And there he is. going up. He's got a little smaller one right next to him too, which is probably the same thing, but it's like a third the size. Cool. So I'm gonna look a little bit longer, but I definitely got at least a few trees that I think I can hit, that I can tap. So the next step is to either go buy some taps or to make some taps. Since I'm kind of broke, I'm thinking of making some taps. A lot of birch in this area. They are all over the place. Can't you make root beer from birch trees? I'm not sure. Birch beer. I should try that one of these days too. Hey, look, it's my raised bed garden. It's not completely covered in snow. It's still mostly covered in snow, but not completely covered in snow. This looks like an old broccoli plant. I should, if I'm lucky, right here I should have some garlic growing. Could be some garlic under there. Alright, here are the guard chickens. Anybody here while I was gone? Guess not. Whoops, forgot to get the eggs this morning.